ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? Billy goes back with a special guest, Mr. LeDuc from Divots and Pivots. Golf season right around golf season's here.
It's here. It's here.
It is here. And you know we love golf just like you love golf.
Oh yes. We've had you on before. It's always a good time. See, golf is here, but bigger things tonight
Yes.
happened.
Don't be afraid to throw that out there. You see it, real Mr. Mallard, Divots and Pivots. What, Tuesday nights?
Tuesday nights, 8:00 every Tuesday night. Now the TGL's happening. We when it's on at 7 now, which I think is going to be on 7 every night or every Tuesday now. So we jump in halfway through. We talk about it. We shoot the shit.
I like that.
Yeah.
Everybody's getting hurt at TGL though, so.
Getting hurt. I haven't read any of that yet.
Yeah, Xander, right? It was Xander and Colin Moore. I just saw a tweet that said somebody banned TGL because everybody's withdrawing. I've been watching it, but
I've been excited to watch it every week so far. I mean, when I say every week, it's been 2 weeks, but I've been pumped leading into Tuesday every week.
Yes. But yeah, dude. National title game, my friend.
Yeah, national title game. Look, it started off exciting. I mean, well, we can kick it off there. That first drive. First of all, I didn't realize until close to halftime when they finally get around to saying. I guess it was like the longest drive that had happened, opening drive in a national championship game or something like that. So, but that's as someone who has. I'll preface me being on the show tonight. Not a big college football fan. My college team is Boston College, so
nice.
It makes sense when it doesn't really know what he's talking about when it comes to college football. I still like football. I still know football, and I'll get up for a game like this.
I was going to say, you know ball.
I know ball, and that first drive was exactly what Notre Dame needed to do. That was the only chance they had of being in this game tonight, and they went out there and executed.
It fooled us. It fooled everybody because it was like, oh, Notre Dame came to play big boy ball. You're talking an 18 play drive, 75 yards, 9 minutes and 45 seconds off the clock. They ran the ball 13 times. They went for it on fourth down twice. I mean, you're sitting here thinking, hey, this big boy football right here, Notre Dame. Yeah. And then they went on their next 2 drives. They were terrible. They gained like 10 yards, like the next 2 or 3 drops.
Yeah, I think like going into the last drive before halftime, they had run like 6 plays for -9 yards or something like that. It was silly. It was silly, but that was everyone was talking about it going into this game, that the only way Notre Dame was going to be able to hang here was if their defense was able to get a handful of stops, because this offense wasn't going to be able to keep up with Ohio State's offense. There's just way too much, and we saw the explosive plays. Those were the difference makers tonight.
Dude, yes. And Will Howard made every play whenever he needed to make every play.
Right.
That was the big thing. In the first quarter, Ohio State also had an 11 play drive too, with 75 yards, 6 minutes. And then what's his face? Jeremiah Smith had a big catch there. They ran that. Oh, this is what I was going to show you. Hold on. So that play they ran to Jeremiah Smith that scored the first touchdown.
Yep.
Guess where they got it from? Alabama, Ohio State. I think this was last year.
Oh, did they really? Hey, it worked.
Crazy.
It worked, and it's you got to do that, and then that shovel pass for the 2-point conversion that Notre Dame had, that was another an example of just a well-timed, coached, executed play. You can say it from a ton of different angles, but there was some definite like you'd call them big boy moments tonight for both of these teams.
Yes, I just look at it's crazy when you look at these. So if you look at these drives from Ohio State, it was 18 plays. Hold on, let me put this back in. 18 plays, 11 plays, 10 plays, 12 plays. What in the world? And then 5 plays, 6 plays. They scored on they had to have scored on 5 or 6 consecutive drives. It was stupid.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So,
it sounds right, and that's hard to deal with, and that's why I said Notre Dame gets one stop somewhere in there on one of those long third downs that they still let them convert. You just get one stop in there, and I think this game looks. I still think Ohio State probably wins, but I feel like we get a little bit more tension going down in the end here. Which speaking of that, real fast, the math, simple math, kicking the field goal. on that from like what the 3 or 5 yard line, whatever it was. Just I can't. It just doesn't make sense mathematically. Like you just do the math. It's still a 2-possession game before and after that field goal if they make it.
That's exactly what I tweeted out. I went, so Notre Dame made this. If they make the field goal, it goes from a 2-possession game to a 2-possession game.
Yeah,
that was great. It's like what is there? 9 minutes left in the. They're down 31-15, and they I think it's like 9 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They missed the field goal anyway, so that's just ball don't lie right there.
Well, they missed the field goal because they rushed it out there. That's another. It was an example of just not being ready for that moment from a coaching staff and just as a team because they rushed out there and then rushed the snap and then rushed the kick. We saw it happen. I just lost my train of thought. We saw it happen yesterday in the NFL games too, where when are they going to learn to not run? Oh, with the Texans when they rushed. They rushed plays this weekend when it came to big moment plays, and when they rushed it, they took a sack every time.
Dude, it's just that shows me that you didn't rehearse that or you weren't prepared or whatever you want to call it. Like, and Marcus Freeman has not made a mistake literally the entire college football playoff. He's made every right decision. He did remember in Georgia, he ran everybody off the field, ran them back on the field, and it got Georgia to jump off sides. Like he had made all these the fake punt he called earlier this game. It was crazy.
Which Ohio State did sniff that out too. But I mean, that's kind of my point though. He had to have had something in his back pocket for that 4th down play from. I think it was within the side of the 5, but still, he had to have had a play ready to go there. We saw he had one ready for the 2-point conversion. So why not? You had to have had a goal line play that you felt confident to punch it on 4th down. Take that chance.
You have to. Well, the where they screwed up is throwing the fade on the goal line is. Right. Unless you've got Jeremiah Smith or Megatron or Jamar Chase or somebody like that, throwing the fade is at that point on the goal line. I'm not talking from like 30 or 40 yards out like they did to Greathouse later. But when you throw the fade from the 5-yard line, you better have one of the best high point, catchers in the league. But I don't know. So they don't. And so going into the half, they also just walk it in. They're getting absolutely bludgeoned. I don't remember what they just don't even attempt.
21-0 at half, I think.
21-7.
Oh, 21-7. Oh, it's 7. They had the opening drive touchdown. So
and they weren't even going to get the ball.
I know. That's what it seems. It's
at that point, you're like, you're going to get routed if you don't make an attempt to do something, because you're not going to stop them, and they didn't. I mean, Quinshawn Judkins right out of the gate at second half, boom, 70-yard run, and now you're down 28-7. So I guess one of the momentum changes was I wrote down so many notes, and every star I made was just like Ohio State 10-play drive, Ohio State 14-play drive. It's like what?
Yeah.
The roughing the passer killed them at the end of the third quarter.
Yeah. That was a bad penalty to take because it was like the broadcast pointed out. It was just it was nowhere near even needed. It was such an extra effort to even commit the penalty.
Yeah, and right after that is when the fumble happened. See, look, that's what the Rook was saying. The Rook's here, dude. He said the fumble doesn't have to wrap. That's true because like you said, the announcers, Chris Fowler goes, Ohio State, they just don't fumble the ball. They've only got 5 fumbles the entire year, and it's like next play. Boom, punched out. Egbuka's running around like a madman. And then before the guy kicked the field goal for Ohio State, he goes, he hasn't missed a field goal or something like that. I'm like, oh, my gosh, dude. Did you not learn your lesson like 20 minutes ago? What are you doing?
He was calling stuff the whole game because he even got it right before, what's his name, the Greathouse caught the deep touchdown pass that beautiful throw that Leonard had. He said, if they're gonna do this, they need to score right now, and literally like a second, literally the same play, same sentence that happened. So yeah, he was on one tonight. He was Mr. Crystal Ball over there.
He was trying to be Tony Romo's ruined everybody. Now everybody thinks they have to predict everything.
Yeah, they want to call out what the defense is going to do with specific plays. We don't all need that. We just need the entertainment.
I have a couple of bones to pick though with this game because I tried to put Greathouse in my parlay for 3+ receptions, and it wouldn't let me do it.
Oh, I don't know. Like how long before the game?
Like at 5. I don't know, like 20 or 30 minutes.
So they still should have. Yeah. Okay.
Right. because
Yeah,
I was
that's
sitting
strange.
there, it was three. Oh, oh, hold on. I got to
Oh
send
gosh.
I'll send it to him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I bet I was trying to bet Great House. I'm like, dude, if they're gonna get back in this game, I'd been betting what's his face, the number 6. I can't remember what his name is.
And don't ask me.
I can't remember what his name is. But anyways, I'd been betting him because I was like, oh, he's the best player they have as far as on the whiteout. And
Yeah.
then this week, last week, Great House was awesome. I was like, you know what? I believe in him. I'm going to bet on him, and it wouldn't let me put it in my parlay. It's a joke.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm not sure why that would be the case, but he definitely provided. He didn't give up, and that's what it was. The rest of that offense finally started to feed off that energy. Because I mean, there's only so much Leonard could do. I mean, we saw he's a good quarterback. He's a talented athlete, but
Yes.
I don't think he's not at that next like carry the team on his shoulders level yet. I don't think.
You know, Colin Cowherd said he's like Josh Allen. He goes, I see little Josh Allen and Riley Leonard. I'm like,
Did he really?
Yeah, is he? He also said that he trusted Sam Darnold more than Lamar Jackson in the playoffs. Like that's what we're doing.
Okay.
So
Colin Cowherd.
Yeah, that's the gold standard. Apparently, I'm just like,
Well, he's always been one to just get clickbait. So
it's true.
He loves his one-liners.
He did, dude. He's. I just see him sitting up at night, just like, oh my god, I wonder what he's going to say about this game. But anyways,
sure, good stuff.
But anyway, it's this. So we had that. The other betting thing I had was that the doink cost the cover by Notre Dame because it was 8.5.
So I had that, because I knew it was 8.5. So yeah, they giving up that last field goal there at the end off the big play to Tate. That also I had that same thought. The score was 8. Like everybody, because I did see a lot of people say that they were betting the Ohio State money line and the Notre Dame spread. So like, I think a decent amount of people expected Notre Dame to cover. I felt like, at least from a betting odds standard, like they were willing to take that risk, and a lot of people got burned.
Yep, it was just, and now like everybody's yelling like, why are you kicking the field goal? Why are you kicking the field goal? And now everybody who bet, it's like, you bunch of losers, you couldn't even make a field goal. And it's like, well, just make up your mind, dude. Like, do you want good ball or what? I mean, I thought the game was awesome overall. I mean, we had LeBron James there somehow, who had a hat with Ohio State Buckeye stickers on there. I don't know what he did to deserve those, but he didn't even go there.
He showed up.
And then Lou Holtz was there, Cardale Jones, Bryce Harper. Oh, there he is, the rookie.
Oh God, he's looking very happy.
What's up? I'm fired up right now. Sorry, I interrupted. I had to join. So
no, when did you start becoming a Buckeyes fan? Like 2016?
No, 2012. 2012. When we what happened was I went to law school down in Florida for a year, and my buddy, everybody down there like Alabama and Florida fans and everything. My buddy's like, listen, I'm an Ohio State fan. He's like, you should just follow them. He was like, they can't make the playoff. They can't make the playoffs this year. They were in trouble with Urban Meyer after all that. So he's like, listen, Urban Meyer's coming in. We're gonna be good. He's like, it's gonna be awesome. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna follow Ohio State. Fuck it. Who cares? So I started following Ohio State, and in 2014, I remember the first college football playoff. I am studying in my apartment for the bar exam. I am not leaving my house whatsoever. I do all my work, get all my studying done. 8 o'clock rolls around, I watch the national championship, and they win the game. I was going absolutely nuts, alone in my apartment, probably nuts from studying for the bar. And to be here now, 10 years later, to watch them once again, it's just so awesome. And I didn't think they had a shot after they lost to Michigan. I was like, this season's done. I'm not going to bother watching. And then I'm watching like the games, and I'm like, damn, they're beating Tennessee. They beat Texas.
They're not just beating them, like they're throttling them.
Yeah, this team
they're great defenses too. These are like Tennessee. You have 2 SEC teams, Oregon, who you lost to during the year, and then now you have Notre Dame, who also is a very good defense. I mean, granted, they did come back. The second half, they only scored 13 points second half, but I mean, the way they dominated the first half was amazing, and it's just fun. I'm just enjoying this right now. This is great. The hair is too long. I need to cut it.
Dude, no, this is what it's all about. Like, that's when you get on here, your team wins. That's what you do. You get on here and you rub it in people's faces. That's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, I was in my victory shop before. So it's been fun. I have the bar behind me right now, but
I was just mad because I'm sitting here. I'm like, this is the last
Jesus.
college football game. I don't want to see 28-7. I'm sorry. I want to see. Give me something. And hats off to Notre Dame for giving us a little bit of last. Like, hey, here's something to go out on, because it was to bring it back within one score late in the fourth quarter. That's what I wanted. That's all I wanted. That's it. Like, we had all these. The playoff games in the NFL were phenomenal. They were all like one-score games. We had this be a one-score game. Football's in a good spot to send us off. We don't need blowouts right now.
Nope.
Also,
yeah. I
does
just
this
can't believe
make
my hair is
Michigan?
insane, and I'm
Does
going
this
on
make
like
Michigan national champs? Do you think Michigan's going to rub this in Ohio State's face? Shout out Jay
They
Rod.
are-
That was his take.
Yeah, they already are. It doesn't matter though. You have to actually make the playoff to be like, oh yeah, we're national champions. It's not like no, it is. It's not that bullshit anymore with the what is it? The what was it before? The BCS bowl. Like it wasn't like you lost
Yeah.
one game to Michigan and you got picked to go into the national championship and like they're like, oh, your one game you lost was to us. You shouldn't even be there. Like it's not like that anymore. You got to win 4 games now to win a championship, which
I
I
love
think this might be the most legit championship out of all the college football championships. You know what I mean? Like there were 12 teams that were picked. They're not like there's no committee picking 4. There's no committee picking 2 guys to go against each other. It's 12 teams, 12 of the best teams in the nation, and Ohio State just came on top of it. So Michigan can talk all the shit they want, but they're not national champions. Doesn't matter.
So how long until Ohio State petitions to move the playoff number again? Because that's the only time they ever win the Natty is whenever it's a new playoff system.
Whatever.
Hey, that's true.
Next year we're going 14 teams.
That's right. Yeah, every year just going to add another team for Ohio
Just add
State.
1 or
12 is
2
enough.
teams. It'll be fine.
12 is enough.
Yeah. I don't know what's
Do
in
you
my hair. I can't even get
do you-
to stick down a little bit. This is just.
Was this play? Obviously, I know you Rook. You're gonna say it's a success because your team won. But was this playoff format a success? Because I know
love that question.
it's
I
just
actually, yes.
for me. It's tough to gauge because I feel like we had the first round of the playoffs was like blowout central. It just everything was not even close. Then
That's
next
true.
round, all of a sudden, all the top seeds are gone. So it's like, is this really what the committee or however it's all set up now, is this really what they envisioned out of a 12-team playoff? Did they envision this much parity? Because this was basically, the 4 teams coming down to it to fight for the chance to even get to tonight. It was, technically Cinderella stories, if you want to use the terms from March Madness.
Ooh, yeah.
I think it was. I still think it's fun. I think it's better to have 12 teams than just the 4. But like, I get what you mean. Like, I think maybe tweak it in a couple. I know what is it? There's like a contract or like way they have to do like the playoffs for a certain amount of years. But I would definitely say maybe do like the bottom 4 play, and then like I don't know how you work that out, but you try to make it less like the ones like the top 4 teams that lost all in that run round. There's like
all
a
the ones
first
that
game in
combined.
like almost a month. Like you can't have those guys sit around. I get it. It's
Well,
not
yeah,
perfect,
exactly.
but you can't have them sit around for a month. I think maybe you do bottom 2 and like get it down to like 8 or whatever you can do in like 18. I don't know, whatever. I do the math right now. I've been drinking, but I'm talking about like you got to figure it out. Like where it's been like you got to get something to where those teams are not sitting around for a year. And that was always my problem with the BCS bowl and like the national championship. And
Right.
was those teams would sit around for a good month almost. And you'd be like, all right, well, these teams are probably evenly matched up, but I know you say obviously save the national championship for the like last game, but you also shouldn't be having them sit around for a month. It's just insane. So that's my take on it.
The reason I love this is because I love this sign.
I saw that sign.
Front row, $8,000, hotel, $1,000, SEC watching from home, priceless.
That's amazing.
I saw that before the game. I did enjoy that too. Me and my ACC over here.
I got
a bone to pick with this guy. That's Georgia's thing with the spiky shoulder pads now. I don't know who started that. We have to go on an investigation. Did Ohio State start that or Georgia? Somebody
you gotta figure it out. All I know who started that was the wrestlers.
The Raiders.
No, the wrestlers.
The Raiders.
Who was it? The 1980s. Who was it?
Raiders.
Yeah, I can picture the wrestler you're talking about too, but I'm not going to remember the name.
Yeah, I agree.
What's
it? It was this is like a
wrestling team. Oh my gosh, they had the face paint and everything.
Yeah,
hold on.
I can't think of Hawkeye and no, it's not
Ohio State had the hardest road and beat all the best teams. Pretty impressive run.
Yes, BMO 33. You're right, 100%. Thank you. They are the hardest
Cinderella run.
route
Cinderella
to get
story.
to a championship ever.
8 seed. First 8 seed to ever win the national championship in football.
First 8 seed.
Print the T-shirts.
It was the Road Warriors, by the way.
There
the
you
Road
go.
Warriors.
The
They used to
Mohawks
go.
and stuff.
They used to the song was like, "What a rush!" That was it.
Dude, I love this format. I think it's phenomenal. I think they have to tweak the bye system somehow. I haven't thought how yet. We'll come up with something eventually, but you have to leave it at 12 because this was all. It's going to get better because
it's good. It's
going to get better because now the talent has dispersed. Like you got more teams that can play. You got more teams that get exposure. You're going to get more money. You're going to get all these things. It's gonna dilute the talent across. I mean, obviously Ohio State's gonna be able to pay whatever they want, clearly, but it doesn't matter because having 12 teams gives so many different players opportunities and so many different teams a chance at this. And I think that's what college football has been missing. I think it was a little bit rusty this year, but I think it did what it was supposed to do. It gave us some great semifinal matchups. It gave us 1 or 2 good quarterfinal matchups. But I mean, look at the NFL playoffs. The first round of the NFL playoffs sucked. I mean, that's what happens when bad teams, the bottom feeder 7 seed gets in and they play the number 2 seed who's been rolling everybody. Like that's what happens in the playoffs. Look at the NBA. Look at the only sport that really doesn't happen is hockey.
Yeah, hockey is always a slugfest.
Oh,
hockey never
even the sweeps are slugfest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, hockey's just a different animal because you're playing 7 games, like
right.
You're talking about one and done. The beauty of one and done is the Cinderella story, like basketball, football, like look at the Commanders. Everybody look, they're a 6 seed, So, in Ohio State, if it's not 12 teams, like the best team, it allows teams to have a mess up at least one, right? You can have at least
2.
one. Yeah. Like you can lose to 2 teams that don't have winning records. One of them's a MAC team, whatever, but you can buy your way to a national title.
Yeah, but whoa.
What are we, the LA Dodgers over here?
You can do it. The key is you can do it legally now.
That's right.
Yeah, that loss to Oregon, though, Oregon was a good team. Like that wasn't going to affect Ohio State. That loss to Michigan did get me worried. I thought they were like, we're not going to make the playoffs because of it. And the fact that it became an 8 seed out of the 12, I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's run it, see what happens. And the fact they made this run and won a national championship is incredible. It just shows how good the team actually is. And they weren't just, those 2 losses didn't really define what this team actually was.
No,
but listen, hand up, though, I wanted Ryan Day fired after the Michigan loss. Like every other Buckeye fan out there.
Dude. But yeah, I mean, I think this was a success. I think there's some tweaking. But I mean, Notre Dame, shout out to Notre Dame. They had a pretty impressive run too. They beat Penn State, they beat Georgia.
Yeah.
And who else?
They had a good run.
Yeah,
Indiana.
Were all their games on the road too?
Yeah.
No, they played Indiana at Notre Dame. Okay. And people were pooping all over Indiana, but it was like, hey man, I mean, Notre Dame went toe to toe with all the big dogs, and give Indiana some credit. So,
well, what do you call it? Yeah. The first round was at whatever her stadium was the higher seed, right? Is that what it was?
Yes.
And the rest of them were all neutral bowl games. Yeah, Ohio State was on the road for that one, right? Against Tennessee, which is
dude. I saw this picture. I saw this graphic.
Goodbye, Rocky Town.
This graphic of Riley Leonard, like somebody said, it was like, have you ever played Madden? And it's like guys fatigued and his whole body's just red. It was like Riley Leonard after that first drive. It was just his whole body was red.
Dude, I give him credit. He took a beating all game long to probably about like the third, late in the third and like the fourth quarter, and he just still hung in there. And I mean, he got the back in that game, and he's definitely a gamer. But yeah, he took a beating. He took a beating, man.
Dude, that first drive, they ran about 20 and the guts. I have to say, the guts that Ohio State and Will Howard had to throw that deep bomb at the end of the game.
Yeah, talking about the balls. The balls in the call by Chip Kelly.
Cover 0,
40 yards.
Cover 0. You got Jeremiah Smith 1-to-1. That DB's out there with P running down his legs, just like you got to be, like the kid from the Little Giants. But
that's why I don't know what Notre Dame was doing that too, because they gave him a cushion and they left him solo 1-on-1. I was like, it's pretty ballsy. This guy, I know he's been quiet the whole game, but I mean that's their big play guy right there.
Yeah, I think at the time he went 3 receptions, 32 yards, and 1 touchdown. Like that's really or 3 or 4 receptions.
Yeah.
And they make that big play to him. It was kind of crazy. They actually had him 1-on-1 out there. I loved it. But the crazy part about that is Will Howard underthrew that ball. Like he had so much time. Like Smith came back to that ball. Like to
He
get
did.
like he could have like if he let him a little. I obviously couldn't lead him as much because he saw basically everybody coming at him and just tossed it up as far as he could.
Yeah.
And the fact that he comes down with that, like my heart was racing at that point because like they're up 8, and I'm like, oh fuck, if they don't convert here, like this is bad. And like heart rate settle. If I had my Fitbit on, it would have been like 180 down to like a 90. I would have been calm and relaxed. I was calm and relaxed after that. I'm just sitting there, I'm like, easy kick right here, and this game's over. So, man, what a game!
That kick though came off a little squirrely. I was like, oh no, is he going to doink it too? We're going to get double doink?
It did get close.
I did get a little nervous when it came out. No, I didn't like that Will Howard. He took the ball right before it was a third and goal at that time, and he took the ball himself and went to run it, and I'm like, he went way too far. Nick near the right hash. I'm like, you got to be more in the middle there if you're gonna run it. Like, just if you're not looking for yards, you're just killing the clock. Just go down right there, so it's an easy chip shot. And I mean, either way, it was chip shot, but like at least have it like lined up straight center,
right?
You know? But the fact they do the right hash and it still worked out. Listen.
He'll learn
11 points second half, but the way they dominated in that first half, they deserve to win this game.
I'm looking at the stats right now. I got them pulled up here, but go ahead.
I was just agreeing. I just said they do. Like, guys, and they did deserve to win this.
I mean, statistically, they were way better in almost every facet of the game.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I got nervous though, AK, when when they had that turnover because they were like, Ohio State's dominating yardage. I think you guys tweeted this out in the league notes about how like the turnover battle is what really comes down to. Like every team that outgained this past week in the NFL lost. And I'm like, please don't follow that trend, Ohio State. Please. The worst
we said this earlier. He and I were talking about. They just said Chris Fowler was like, Ohio State, they don't fumble the football. They've only fumbled 5 times all year.
So
and then the very next play, it was like, what are you doing, dude? Ohio State's gonna come after you. They're gonna curb street you.
Yeah, he I think what they said the first fumble since the Penn State game early in the year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
It's been a long time. I actually left the fact they got Kirk Herbstreit crying in the booth, man. This team is special.
Holy, he's just crying because I don't know what he's doing anymore. He's parading his dog around, and he's getting yelled at.
I get it. He's a Ohio State guy, but like I mean, he's objective in the booth. I think he called a good game. I don't think he was being overly Ohio State banished. But when they won, and he's like crying, and he's like, I started to stay objective all game long, and now I'm crying. I'm like, what is going on?
There was a few times I heard very subtle, like the inflection of his voice when calling what was happening in Ohio State would like convert a first down or something. You'd hear the excitement, and you're like, there he is.
Oh yeah, well, I'm sure.
Guy. Come on, you can't. That's his fandom.
You can't. You just can't. I mean, that's human nature. You play like. Dude, I mean, we went and played at App State, all that stuff. I'm calling an App State game. That'd be hard for me not to be objective and unbiased. I'll tell you that right now. That'd be tough.
Well, if you do it for App State radio, it's fine. But if you're doing it for a national audience,
true.
It's definitely tough.
True.
But I was laughing because I think Chris Fowler kind of like jinxed him before that fumble. I'm sure it was quiet in the booth for a little bit because I'm sure Kirk probably gave this sort of look or choked him out or something.
Killed him.
He's gonna kill him.
I love seeing the black end zones. That was awesome. It sucks to get covered in confetti on the field. That's terrible. And there's something about just hearing the band playing during a football game that gets me going. This is the last time we're gonna hear it. Like that's it, unless the Carolina Panthers make it really far. But that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, the thing is, like I'm from New York. Obviously, we up here we don't really have a college football team, which is kind of why I became a Ohio State fan. But like we went to the Army game just recently.
That's awesome.
And like just having the band play between, like it really is fun.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a cool atmosphere. Like even though Army was good this year, but like I mean typically Army's not that good. But like even like just it's kind of a small college because they don't have a big stadium or anything like that. It is the Army, but it's small. You know, it was a small
Yeah.
stadium, and it was a good time. We had a great time out there. It was me, Nick, and TJ, and we had a ball of a
that.
time. And you know, Nick's Army, so you know, we
I love that.
had a great time, great atmosphere. Tailgated for a little bit beforehand. But amazing. Yeah. I need to get out to like Ohio State or like a big
Yeah, you gotta go to one of
I
those.
gotta go out there. I've been trying to go out there. It's been tough. But
Dude. I love looking at this win probability meter. It's great. I don't know. It always cracks me up. Always cracks me up. Like, oh, they thought Notre Dame had a chance here. Nope. Then it just went the entire way.
Yeah.
Even when they scored, it only went to like 93%.
Oh yeah. But
put it go into like the fourth quarter.
Is that right here?
What's like the lowest in the fourth quarter? Move over a little bit.
In the fourth quarter, 95,
95.
So even when they were within 8.
They were within 8 and still high 90s.
They were like, nah, we know what's gonna happen.
Cinderella story though.
The
Cinderella story.
Oh, shout out Howard. Shout out Will Howard, 13 completions to start the game.
Yeah, I did notice that. 13 of 13, yeah.
That was wild.
I also loved that play for the first touchdown to Smith. That play by Chip Kelly, that was a good play.
You want to see where that came from?
Yeah, he showed it right before you came on.
Do you want to
really?
Did
I miss it?
Yeah, take a look. No,
hold on.
This right here is like killing me. This hair is just like I need a haircut.
Here, look at this. So really, did the SEC win the national title? Wow, copycat league, man.
What
league?
What game is that?
Around 200 people are sitting here watching Ohio State steal. What do you mean? That was last year. See the black end zone? That means national championship style.
Yeah, it's Alabama OSU.
No, but I'm watching from my phone, and then you have it even like it just looks really small for me.
Oh,
see how I didn't know it was national championship last year.
No,
against Ohio State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fake orbit motion. I think the Chiefs run that too. They run a version of that too. So
the Chiefs definitely run bullshit like that. Fuck.
Of course they do. Of course they do.
All right, I'll let you guys get back to your show. I'm gonna go.
No, we're done, man. That was fun.
My ridiculous. This little piece here is just.
I didn't have anything else. It was nice to get on here and talk ball with people. I love doing these post games.
Yeah.
Listen, man. I love
times a week.
I love football. Love sports, and it's just nice to have a championship. After the Yankees blew that game 5.
Oh, I hate that for you, man.
And then you have the Rangers just can't come through.
Rangers fell off a cliff.
Dead.
Yeah.
Sports and then you have dead to me right now.
And the Giants are just dog shit for the last 12 years.
At least you don't have to put up with Jaden. Oh, wait. Yeah, you do.
I do. He's in the same. I have to deal with the NFC Championship of both Commanders versus the Eagles, and I know I have to cheer for the Commanders because the Eagles are just insufferable fan base. So.
I do. I hate the Eagles too.
So my prediction is hopefully a Bills Commanders Super Bowl. That'd be actually kind of fun. But I know it's going to be. I think it's going to be Bills Eagles or Eagles Chiefs. Like those are real. Like I think Eagles Chiefs or Eagles Bills is like the. I don't think the Commanders are going to win Sunday. Their luck runs out.
I hate the Eagles.
I
hate Jordan. I hate Jalen Hurts throwing for 40 yards a game and then just handing the ball to.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna watch Jalen Hurts throw 100 yards in the Super Bowl and win a championship. It's fucking bullshit. But anyway, I don't hate Saquon though. Like I understand why Saquon laughed. I like Saquon as a Giants fan, but other than that, I mean the rest of the team can go fuck themselves. So go Commanders.
Boys, tell them where they can find you.
I didn't put my handle there. I'm at the Rook 22 or at Score Addicts Podcast.
Love it.
Right here at the Sports Podcast Network. Follow us. We did a lot of beer drinking in December. We did all the beer it takes.
Oh yes.
Every day, and then we do every Thursday. But we don't. We've been on hiatus a little bit. We've been slacking on every Thursday, but we'll try to come back and do something soon. But But yeah, you guys, it's fun to join you guys. Good to see you guys. Good to talk some sport with you guys. And
Yeah, man.
Andrew, before we go, how's that TGL going? They need to be competitive. It's fun to watch, but they
They'll
have
get
to be
there.
competitive.
They're figuring it out. They'll get there for sure. But it's been so entertaining even
It's
without
fun.
it being competitive. That first hour so far has just been. So that's the thing. I've preferred the alternate shot part of it compared to the
100%.
solos.
I agree.
But I've been excited for it. I'm excited for it tomorrow. Like I'm down. I can't wait to see my Boston Frogs play next week. So let's go.
I love it.
Awesome.
Tell them where to find you again. We got over about 200 people in here just hanging out with us.
Every Tuesday night. You're right here on TSPN as well. Divots and Pivots is the name of the show. 8:00 Tuesday nights. Like I said, with the TGL now on Tuesday nights, we do a lot of coverage when it comes to the TGL. We're talking about that, and then as well at Real Mr. Mallet on Twitter, and you can pretty much find me as Real Mr. Mallet on all the social medias. But also for the network, real fast, we do have a Super Bowl special that's going to be coming up, so stay tuned for more information on that. There's going to be guests, there's going to be games, there's going to be all the typical hoopla you get when you watch TSS Fantasy with us. So
Shenanigans.
stay tuned. Shenanigans is a much better word. It's
Did you say
definitely gonna be
shenanigans?
Shenanigans again. And what do you guys get pistol whipped?
This was great. We'll do maybe I do some for the TGL too. I get on here like a couple times a week and just start going after it. Why not?
Well,
Hey,
we'll be on
listen,
for the second
Ohio
hour.
State fans, listen, this is a championship. Embrace it. Enjoy it. It only happens every 10 years, apparently.
That's right. Oh, you'll be live tomorrow.
Oh, Andrew will be.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll
he'll
be
be
live
he'll be
tomorrow.
live in TGL.
Yeah, you'll be live tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be
I'm
live
popping
during
over
the second
some,
half of the TGL.
Yes.
This is a very good bourbon. If anyone likes bourbon, E.H.
Yep,
Taylor.
I do. Oh, nice. Okay.
I'm going to pop up a little bit of that, have it tonight. Celebration with the OSU and OSU fans. Listen, let's go. Enjoy it. We'll see it when the next iteration of the CFP
enjoy Ryan Day for the next 10 years.
Enjoy Ryan Day. Lose to Michigan for 10 years again, but we'll relish tonight. That's all that matters. Just enjoy tonight.
They're still mad that they can't beat Michigan.
OH. Come on, who wants to finish it? You guys are fuck you.
It's fun.
All right, boys. Take care. Go SU Buckeyes.